Remember this? A few months ago I was stuck in a motel room with just the iPad and the camera, and so I made a video where I reviewed the Infinite Flight simulator for the iPad. And you all seem to enjoy that video, and so ever since then I've been thinking about doing the X-Plane one. I'm going to do this in a little bit different than that one because we're all stuck at home. Most of you are probably stuck at home yourselves playing with an iPad. So let's boot up X-Plane on the iPad. I want to show you some ways that you can use that to stay proficient in your flying. This may have changed a bit since I used it. It's been a while since I played with this. But I'll show you what I like about it. Is that you have this flight school here that you can do the different things in. And you can see my scores there. Did pretty decent on some of them. You also have some challenges. There's a couple different ones. I think you need to buy the airplanes to do these challenges, which is kind of disappointing because some of them I'd like to do. And then you also have free flight and multiplayer. So this one right here is the one that I want to highlight. It's in the flight training portion. It's called Flying an ILS Approach. So I'm just going to go through this and show you why I think this can help you to be a better pilot. So this is what it looks like when it finally comes up, or comes up quickly if you have a newer iPad than I do. And you just hold it where you want it, tap the screen that centers your controls. It comes up and shows you what you're doing. So we're on downwind, which is kind of odd to me because I don't usually do a downwind when I'm flying IFR, but that's not really what we're looking at here. So we're going to keep it straight and level. Okay. And to do that, I'm just going to pull out this and turn on the autopilot. As you can see, this one does have autopilot, as I mentioned in my other video. So we're going heading 160, 5,000 feet. This is where the autopilot in this one is not quite as good as the one in Infinite Flight. ILS 3.4. I think the ILS is loaded usually in here, so you don't have to actually mess with the 530, which would actually be cool if you would have to. Maybe we'll mess with that later, see if we can. So we'll acknowledge it. 160 and 5,000 feet. I'm going to try here. Here is what I'm looking at, alright? You can pull up your instruments, so that's all you see, and you're literally flying instrument, and just like you would in an airplane. The controls in this one, like Infinite Flight, are a lot better than I expected they would be, at least. So I am really pleased with it. Yeah, it's not real, but it's impressive for an iPad. The only other simulator I've ever had was Flight Simulator 2004 on a PC with a Logitech brand joystick, and I'm sorry, but that did not go very well. I think this is actually better than that. Pretty close. So we're heading 160, 200 feet to 5,000. 500 feet on the descent. I'm proud of myself there. I think that sounded pretty good. I figured I would like totally blow this because I'm recording it, you know. Hey, get out here. Don't go away. Let's grab the altitude. Okay, left to 070 down to 3,000. So let's 070 Oops. Right about there. Let's see what it gives me. Okay, it's telling us how this all works, in case you've never flown an ILS before. Just go through that. I've flown lots of ILSs before, but you guys may want to see that. My one gripe with X-Plane is it's way too quick to tell you that you screwed up and you're not doing it right, and to make you restart. On all of these, it's not very accurate at all. I'll insert a screenshot here that I took a while ago of the landing in the Airbus, I think. It makes you wonder if the people that made this actually know how to fly airplanes. I know they do because I've talked to them, but it's like, really? So what I just learned now is that you really have to boogie it down to 3,000. It's not standard instrument procedures. Again, you're supposed to be pilots, X-Plane people. Left to 010. 2200. Clear for the approach. So this time I used a 1200 foot per minute descent, and it still was, I don't know if that was even as quick as they want. Landing on runway 34. Again, talking about basic instrument stuff. 433 feet, so basic ILS is usually 200 feet AGL, so 633 feet is going to be our MDA. Kind of blew through a 2200. So we're going to need a little bit of intercept angle here. And let's go ahead, configured right now with flaps 10. Stop the balloon. There we go. I'm going to be looking for right about a 500 foot per minute descent, if I can get it anywhere close to that. There we go. It looks pretty stabilized. So I need more intercepts there. It was down. There we go. It's been a full year since I did this, so. Clear land runway 34. And we are out of 1800 for. Okay, let's try pitch and see if that goes forward. I'll always hold a little bit. So our localizer's coming in, glide slope's coming in, and we're kind of getting stabilized. That looks about right. So 1300 for 633, I think I said. Alright, so we're about 900 for 633, and we're kind of wacky. If I were flying this bad for real, I would actually be looking at going around 800 for 633. 700 for 633. And there we are at minimum, so we're gonna go visual, jump the power. I feel like Stephen Drury. If you watched his videos recently, where he's messing around on X-Plane. This video feels like one of his where I show that I'm not actually a good pilot after all. Better wait to publish this until I'm through with my company training, lest they realize who they actually hired, you know. So we're back on center line, straightening out, we're a little bit low. And we're going to come in here, pull it off. That was not a bad touchdown at all. There we are. Set the brakes, get back on the center line. 91%? It gave me a 91% on that, what do you know? So my landing performance pulled it up. The approach, yeah, not so much. Somebody else has been doing pretty good on this actually. So there you have it. You're all stuck at home like me, or a lot of you probably are, and especially if you're a VFR only pilot or a less experienced IFR pilot. I shouldn't really say that because I'm not super experienced myself in IFR. So VFR into IMC is one of the biggest killers of general aviation pilots today, and I think this is my whole reason for doing that. I took the case off, sorry. The whole reason for doing this video is to say that this little device right here, doing what I just did, can help. Alright, a little story real quick. If you remember the first videos on my channel, or if you've seen the first videos on my channel, you see that I lived in Guatemala for a year. And when I decided I'm coming back, I very quickly decided that I'm doing full tilt into aviation. I'm going to train hard for a year, train full time. And actually it wasn't going to be a year, it ended up being almost a year. And I'm going to go through, get all my ratings, get a job like I did. And so I grabbed my iPad, because I had it then, and I put X-Plane on it, and I did what I just did here, and I did it again and again and again. And would you believe it made a huge difference? Alright, I got through all that, and I did a lot of training too. This thing got used hard through the 3 weeks in between when I decided I'm coming back and when I'm coming back. I essentially just quit all my duties right away when I decided I'm coming back, and just focused full tilt on that. So I did ground school on here, did that, and when I came back it really prepared me to dive right in. My scan was right there, and I dove right into instrument training and knocked it out. It took me 3 months to finish out the instrument, flying like once or twice a week. Which I think I should have been able to do it faster, but still I know that this made a big difference in getting started. So if you guys are stuck at home, you don't have a sim set up like I do, and you just have an iPad, download X-Plane, give it a shot, or Infinite Flight if you want to see. I'll tag it. Yeah, let's just do that. So like right here is my video about X-Plane, and then if you go over here, you'll see the logo for my channel. So first click on this one. That will subscribe you to my channel, and then click on this one, and that'll take you to the video where I talked about Infinite Flight. So thanks again for watching. Post in the comments below if you have any other ideas, or if you've tried this and it helped, or if you tried this and it didn't help. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, go fly, get better, use this time to get better, and I'll see you in the next video.